I just wanted to talk about something before we got into it, and that is WrestleMania week update. I will try my best to separate out the news and make it as digestible as possible, and it's not just the news for WrestleMania, but also the news in general. I will do my best to make it as digestible as possible because the one thing I've started to do, and the one of the reasons why I started to do the recaps, is because I wanted to make sure that you guys had the easiest time to follow and understand everything that was going on between now and WrestleMania. But the convoluted nature of next week will be it will be just as important to follow everything that goes down next week. So try I will do my best to try and um make the news as digestible as possible because it is, well, the best thing for me to do. Because I'm expecting a very busy week next week, and I'm expecting a lot to be going on between um the go home show between the go home show on Monday for WrestleMania and WrestleMania itself on that Saturday, or WrestleMania Night 1 on that Saturday. So I am expecting a lot to be going on between now and then, or the beginning of the week and the end of the week. And I will again do my best to try and make it as digestible as possible for all of you to enjoy. And we are going to split it up as there is not a lot of WrestleMania news, but there is a lot of stand and deliver news. So we're going to split it up and go through it piece by piece like we normally do. So let's get into it. We will also be meshing in some AEW news here and there. So we're going to start, I say that because we're going to start with the AEW news, as the AEW news is that Tony Khan has said in an interview that he is paying attention. A recent interview with, I believe, a radio interview, that he is paying attention to Bill Goldberg and may have some interest in bringing Bill Goldberg into AEW, which I know may make some fans, how do you put it? It may make some fans a little nervous because of the fact that Tony Khan would be interested in Bill Goldberg. But the fact of the matter is, think about how he's booked Sting, and the fact that, more than likely, if he can book Sting the way he has, there is no reason why for a year Bill Goldberg can't go to AEW and do a little thing or two with a thing or two in AEW, knowing how he's booked Sting. I mean, yes, Sting had the advantage because he could work with... Sting has the advantage because he can work with Darby Allin, but the fact of the matter is, think about how he booked Sting, and maybe ask the question why he would not be able to book Goldberg in a similar fashion. But that's just my perspective on it. I think if I was Goldberg, and this is just me, but if I was Goldberg, I would step back and want to take a break from the professional wrestling business for a little bit, because I've been within the ranks of the business for a while, and I think I think I said this yesterday, I think it was since 2016, and maybe allow people to forget about me a little bit. This way, if I do decide to come back, my return would be a little bit more impactful, because it isn't me going from WWE to AEW, it would be me going and disappearing for a bit, and then going to AEW. So I think that that's something worth considering for not just Tony Khan, but also Bill Goldberg. Speaking of AEW, though, a current New Japan star, that being Jeff Cobb, is said to be will be making his presence felt at Dynamite this week, as he has business to take care of with the Best Bout Machine, Kenny Omega, and he has said that he's tried to get Kenny's attention, so he's going to force Kenny's hand because Kenny is not listening. So I think it is entirely possible, especially with the fact that Will Ospreay's injury is more severe than first thought. With it very likely that Will Osprey is going to be missing a prolonged period of time. It is unclear if Osprey will be missing an extended period of time going into Forbidden, where he will not be out, where he will miss Forbidden Door. And I think if Forbidden Door took place in May like it did last year, instead of June like it will this year, I think it is entirely possible that maybe he will miss Forbidden Door. But I think that the AEW may have something in mind for a potential co-promotion between them and New Japan, where Jeff Cobb may be doing something with Kenny Omega in the not-too-distant future. Because Jeff Cobb is going to be appearing on Dynamite this week. It is just a matter of what Jeff Cobb will be doing with his appearance on Dynamite and if he will make enough of an impact for people to remember the name Jeff Cobb. With that being said, now we shift over to NXT, as NXT is, much like WWE, much like WrestleMania and the main roster, NXT has Stand and Deliver coming up on April 1st, and the crowning of a new NXT Women's Champion could be taking place, with a ladder match set to take place for the currently vacant NXT Women's Championship, with Zoe Stark and Gigi Dolan in the match already. Yes, Gigi Dolan was supposed to initially face JC Jane, but JC Jane is nursing an injury and will not be able to participate in Stand and Deliver, which means that match will happen at a later date, and the feud will continue between the former Toxic Attraction. But Tiffany Stratton and Lyra Valkyrie will be a part of the 5-way ladder match for the Women's Championship. With one more spot open, it is leading some to speculate that it could be Roxanne Perez. It could be Roxanne Perez, and I know I have a sneaking suspicion that if it is Roxanne Perez, there will be some marks that question the decision-making of WWE to make it seem like they're going to vacate the title to not vacate the title. But it is possible that it could be Roxanne Perez. We will find out the 5th spot, more than likely, this Tuesday on NXT. If, most definitely, whoever does fight, or is the 5th spot in the title match, will be the first, they will have their first contender mounted, as Roxanne Perez will be the first contender for whomever wins the Women's Championship at NXT Stand and Deliver. Speaking of NXT Stand and Deliver, we also have 2 other matches announced. One will be set aside for the next video, but the other is an 8-person tag team match between Chase U and the Schism. Joe Gacy, the Diad, and Ava Raine will go against Andre Chase, Duke Hudson, I forget the other person's name, and Tyler Bate is joining up for Chase U. Tyler Bate will be joining Chase U to make it an 8-man tag team match. And also, the fact that whomever wins the match will get control of Chase U. So if Chase U loses to the Schism, then Andre Chase will give up ownership of his prestigious university to Joe Gacy's cult. So it is everything is on the line for Chase University. as Andre Chase, Duke Hudson, Thea Hale, and Tyler Bate go against The Schism, Joe Gacy, Ava Rain, Jagger Reed, and Rip Fowler. The Schism in an 8-person tag team match at NXT Stand and Deliver, where the winners take control of Chase University. With that being said, we got other stuff to get to, and I will give you guys a preview or a breakdown currently of what to expect for NXT Stand and Deliver. So that will be in the next video.